Bridgeport Mayor Joe Ganim is calling for transparency when it comes to the upcoming election and the absentee ballot process. This comes after his own supporters were caught on camera harvesting ballots. As Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland tells us, he is asking the Secretary of the State to get involved.
From the very beginning, Ganim said he had no clue what people connected to his campaign were doing. But today he admitted mistakes were made by supporters. Meanwhile, his challenger, John Gomes, says he's all for transparency, but he says Ganim's latest plea is too little, too late.
It's clear to me that, taking ownership of what happened during this election, my campaign.
Today on the Lisa Wexler Show on WICC 600 AM, Bridgeport Mayor Joe Ganim says he's going on a listening tour, reconnecting with voters, and he won't appeal the judge's ruling for a new primary. Instead, he's asking the Secretary of the State to get involved.
Basically invites the Secretary of State's office to come into our campaign now and right through to 8 o'clock on Election Day.
Have a monitor, literally.
Monitor. Be a part of it.
Ganim says the offer would be to evaluate his campaign on its absentee ballot process, from applications to primary day. And he wants Democratic challenger John Gomes to do the same.
The city and its attorney had the opportunity, along with my attorneys and the court, to put in those stipulations way back. The city failed to do so back then. So it's another gimmick, it's another ploy.
But the Secretary of the State's office says its job is to administer elections, not supervise staff, saying Connecticut taxpayers have already spent too much on this election. Quote, if Mayor Ganim is serious about the responsibility for the actions of his campaign staff, he should hire someone to educate and supervise those who work under his name to ensure they are acting according to the letter of the law. Back in November, Judge William Clark ordered a new Democratic primary, saying the overwhelming evidence, specifically video of Ganim supporters stuffing absentee ballots into drop boxes, called into question the legitimacy of the results.
He has failed to take responsibility for a lot of things that has happened, and that's why we're in this point today.
The new primary will be held January 23rd. Depending on what happens then, a new general election would take place in February. Reporting in Bridgeport, Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.